welcome back to The Well, online edition. I hope everybody's doing okay. So a little bit of news for you. The first time that we will be able to meet in person, June 17th, and it will be Water Wars. I hope you're there, so come with trunks and be ready to get soaked.
Pictionary. We draw, you guess. Best out of 3.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, draw.
Water. Spider. Cat. A deer.
Hurry up, Emily.
Water plus deer. Water.
I don't know.
Water cat.
Dog.
Water dog. Water.
Is it the
Water
turtle?
animal. Water.
Water buffalo?
Yes.
That was good. That was I didn't draw antlers. So I figured cows don't have antlers. They have horns. So I was like, oh, cow, buffalo, water buffalo, water cat, water cat.
Why did they only have 2 legs?
Here we go, round.
This one you'll get. This one you'll get. It'll be okay.
5.
Do you remember?
4.
Oh, I remember.
3.
I don't forget.
2.
Wait.
1. Draw.
Palm
Tree.
tree.
Ooh, let's go! Woo! Oh yeah.
All tied up.
Round 3. I'll put a little one right there.
Oh, I didn't even put our first one.
5. 4. 3.
I forgot what it was. Oh no, just kidding.
Oh, I remember.
1. Go.
Indiana?
Yeah.
Woo! Man! Let's go!
Your love is like radiant diamonds bursting inside us. We cannot contain. Your love will surely confound us like blazing wildfires. Singing your name, God of mercy, sweet love of mine, I have surrendered to your design, and may this offering stretch across the skies. These hallelujahs be multiplied. All of this like bleeding diamonds bursting inside. We cannot contain. Your love will surely confound us like blazing wildfires. Singing your name, God of mercy, sweet love of mine, I have surrendered to your design. May this offering stretch across the sky. These hallelujahs multiply.
Hey guys, I'm Faith Dunn from the Lagodi campus. So we've been in this series of really praying with fire lately, where we've really been talking about these super bold and powerful prayers. And I gave you this super bold prayer on Tuesday that was, God, just break my heart. And it was like really testing you guys to come out of your comfort zone when you're praying. And it was a super bold prayer that it was actually kind of dangerous. And if you really missed that, and if you didn't watch the whole thing, I'm going to recap on that so that you can really have a bold discussion with your coach tonight. So this prayer, it's actually kind of scary. So if you're worried about it, or if you're not so sure about it, I'm going to tell you why it's so important. So you might be thinking oh, my boyfriend just broke up with me, or my girlfriend just broke up with me. I'm not ready to pray this. I just got my heart broken. But that's okay. I understand that. But this prayer is so important because it's really going to align your heart with God's, and it's going to make your prayer so much more powerful. So I want to talk about Jeremiah today. Jeremiah was actually known as the weeping prophet, and he got this nickname because he was just so hurt and distraught by the actions of the people of Judah at this time. At this time, the people of Judah were just completely rebelling against God. They were taking advantage of poor people. The leaders were abusing the widows. They were even sacrificing babies and children to this false god. And it was really just breaking God's heart. But at the same time, it was breaking Jeremiah's heart because his heart was just so aligned with God's. So Jeremiah is really the perfect example of somebody's heart that broke for what broke God's heart. You can really see here in Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 18, he says, "My grief is beyond healing, my heart is broken." In verse 21, he says, "I hurt with the hurt of my people, I mourn, and I am overcome by grief." So every little thing that hurt God's heart hurt Jeremiah's heart, because he prayed this prayer and he was just so hurt by every single thing that hurt God's heart. So all his people that were sinning, that broke Jeremiah because it was breaking God's heart. So you've probably heard this prayer before, Lord, break my heart for what breaks yours. But if you've never really known what that meant, this is simply asking God, Lord, give me the eyes to see people the way you see people, and give me the heart to love people the way you love people. But at the same time, you're really asking God, what people don't understand is God, let me hurt the way you hurt. And that can be really scary because God feels so much pain every single day because our world is so hurt and so broken and so sinful. So God feels so much pain every day because God is love. So that means he's constantly being abused and broken and hurt. So if we really ask God to break our hearts, we're going to feel so much pain because the world is constantly sinning. So if we're really asking God to break our hearts for what breaks his, we're going to hurt for every little sin, every little pain, every little brokenness. So we're going to see some intense realities. But I don't want that to scare you guys because it's really going to align your heart with God's, and it's really going to make your prayer so much more powerful. So it's so important. And I really promise that it's going to make your prayer and make your heart so much closer with God's. So I want to challenge you guys, even if God hasn't broken your heart yet, he still can. So I want you guys to pray this prayer this week.
Hey guys, I hope that you guys picked up on some wonderful info from what Faith was saying, about breaking your heart in hopes that it will better you as a Christian. And I know that it can be incredibly difficult to ask God, Lord, please break my heart so that I can be better. But even though it does suck and it does hurt, it is something that all Christians really have to do in order to engage our future. And as we break up now and we go into discussion, we are really going to focus on prayer. And it might be, your first time praying, you might not even know how to pray. And so I hope that you guys would approach one of your leaders or your friends about, just what should I do when I go to bow my head and fold my hands? And so as we go into discussion, the first thing that we want you to really focus on is that prayer with yourself to God, just you and God. And then that second thing is we want you to focus on maybe praying for somebody else, maybe praying face to face or maybe with the intent of praying for somebody. And then if you're feeling bold enough, we ask that you would really just think about, praying with a group of people, because really stepping out with that faith in mind, that you do talk to God and that prayer is speaking and being one with God. There's nothing better than being able to share that with a bunch of people. So as you guys go off into discussion, I would like to pray you out. Dear Lord, thank you for today. Lord, thank you for these wonderful people. Lord, I pray that not only did they learn a lot from what Faith had to say, but that they can take it and use it in their own prayer time. I pray this all in your son's name. Amen. Thanks, guys.